Hi. Okay, I think I'm live. Um, right, this is the first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. Okay, so bear with me, I'm sorry. I just got an email. I think that's probably telling me I've gone live. I don't know. What's this do? Okay. Right. Oh, okay. I've got some filters. Um, let's have something fairly natural, shall we? Okay, that's nice. Oh gosh, what's that do? Right. Okay, so no one's watching, which is good. When I was beginning this, it said something about how I would be restricted in some way. I don't know until I'm trustworthy or something. I don't really know. I'm just here to talk about what I'm currently experiencing, what we're experiencing. It's just so incredibly intense, and what I want to talk about is this feeling, this intense feeling, and self-care during this time. We're going through some really super intense times, and I'm having to really slow down and reduce certain situations, social situations that I'm in. I'm not, I'm not stopping being social, but I am being very careful of which social situations I say yes to, because I'm so emotionally vulnerable right now that I'm finding myself having little breakdowns while I'm out and about. And I need to make sure that I'm engaging with safe spaces and that I'm able to find support in the places where I go. And I do have a place like that, so I'm focusing on that right now. I've maybe took on a little bit too much in recent times. In fact, I have taken on a bit too much. I need to scale back what I'm doing right now. This is a very, very intense year for me in my personal life. Moving forwards into community, being in a mutually supportive situation, in a safe space, being able to drop my mask whilst around other people to show up authentically, because I'm finding that I'm unable to maintain those old masks, those old coping mechanisms, the pretending, the barriers that we have between people when we go places, when we're with certain people, when we're with strangers, I'm finding that the more I kind of progress in my own spiritual journey, and the more I'm called to be authentic and show up exactly as I am, the more unable I am to maintain those old kind of identities, those old kind of those masks, those characters that those roles that we take on, whether it's roles that we've built for ourselves or roles that other people are asking us to play. The support for that is, for me, being withdrawn, and I need to accept myself exactly as I am and show up exactly as I am. And that's a mess sometimes, to be in acceptance of being a mess, right? Being a messy human. Like, it's okay. And, I think this is a transitionary period where we're learning to be authentic. And it's not like we were being fake. It's not like that we were lying or that we were being manipulative. Oh gosh, I'm getting so many tones right now in my left ear. It's not that we were being fake. It's just that this is how we're expected to show up in the past, and things are changing. And yeah, so for me, what I'm experiencing quite often is this like really super dense heaviness in my body, and how do I live each day with this feeling in my body, with this feeling of intense density, of this intense energy. And it's really super difficult. But what I'm finding is, it was something I said to Todd on Sology a couple of weeks ago, and I still keep meaning to re-upload that video and correct the audio. We'll get round to it. But during my day, as I look after myself, as I engage with life, I begin most of my days in quite an intense feeling of density. I find it very hard to return from the sleep realms, let's say, to the waking realm, to being here in this life, to being here in this world. I find it extremely challenging. And I work through each day to look after myself and to acknowledge what's going on, to raise my vibration, to engage with the world, to find my joy, to follow what feels like guidance, or to follow my inner guidance. And gradually through the day, I become more and more able to take part. But this feeling remains. And what I'm finding is that this feeling is actually transforming into joy directly. And that it's like there's two sides to this coin. This feeling is like a coin with two sides. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm seeing the very human side of it. The intense pressure that is felt by the personality, by the ego, by the human self, by the very grounded self. The pressure that it's cracking me open, right? That pressure is building and building and building each day. And so that's why I'm going through these mini breakdowns, I think, is that I'm being asked to break open, to crack open. But through each day, I'm finding that I'm beginning to see the other side of the coin, the side that the soul sees, the side that the higher self sees, you know, the side that we will be seeing in the future, the side that we're starting to see, this transition that we're going through. This is a feeling that my guides spoke to me about a few weeks ago. They said it will be creeping in a little bit stronger each day, but it will come in. This feeling of joy, this feeling of almost like ecstasy, almost like bliss, you know, those kind of higher vibrational feelings that we can feel in our bodies, that we can use spiritual practice to experience, you know, but that this feeling now is actually becoming just a part of life. And I don't know, maybe there's lots of people out there that experience that already, but for me, this is a new thing, you know. I've experienced it before in spiritual practice, but this feels now like nothing I've ever felt before, and it's happening with no real intention. Only kind of like my background intention to follow this path, to walk this path every day. Not to experience things in this way or that way, to make assumptions about what's going to happen each day or what's going to happen each week and how it's going to feel for me. It's just getting stronger. And it's like both of these feelings, which are the same feeling, the density and the joy. The density felt, the pressure felt by the ego, by the mind, by the body, in the body, is felt simultaneously as the feeling of joy, of bliss. Like two separate feelings, but they're actually the same feeling. And this just keeps building, and it's so incredibly challenging. But at some point, I recognize what's happening. At some point in my day, it begins to transform. And if I can just allow myself to let it in, then radical shifts happen for me. It's just amazing. And I don't understand it, and I don't know anything about it really. Only what's been said to me. Only what's been guided, you know? And so it's just like incredibly important that we follow what our body wants. Right now, our body does know what we need. The body knows. And so the body is telling me quite viscerally, don't go here, but do go there. And it's a shame in a way because I really want to go here. It makes a lot of sense for me to do that, to go to that here. But my body is saying, no, I want to go there. That's where I want to be. That's where I feel safe. That's where I feel nourished. And for me, as the kind of being in the driving seat, I've got to listen. I have to. It's like we all have free will, don't we? And we're all being guided, and there's a strong case for the idea that we could lower our vibration. I think that's possible. But the guidance, the intuitive hits are so strong that when I even think about not following the guidance, it feels really bad. And I'm unable to do it. It's like those lower timelines are becoming closed off. And these higher timelines are opening out, opening up. And I really feel that this is a thing that we will begin to see in the collective, that we've passed some kind of tipping point. This year, I would say it's happened in the last month. Another huge shift. And I think there's going to be a lot of huge shifts, which will all add up to what many of us are calling the event. And I don't know if this event will be a singular, obvious thing that happens in the world, for the world, or if it's like this kind of drip, drip, drip. I kind of think it's going to be a drip, drip, drip. But hey, wouldn't it be nice, if we had a big thing? If a big thing did happen and transformed us all overnight, I don't know. I don't really see that though. But it would be nice. I don't know, this is so intense. I've never felt like this. I felt like this, but I've never felt this intense. I've never felt it to this level. And it's exciting and it's scary at the same time. Because this duality of this multi-dimensional viewpoint, holding these different viewpoints at once, it can be so confusing. But we're moving. I feel like I'm moving. I'm being moved onto a higher timeline. And I'm seeing it happen in my life. Just little things, And so we continue. I think I'm done. 18 minutes, my first live. I don't even know if this is public. I think it is. So I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to see what's what. And I think maybe if I can download it and put it on my blog. I don't know how it works. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye. I don't know what to do now. How do I end this? This one?